Iceland is one of the most beautiful places in the world, and it's also one of the most expensive places to visit. We went there for 2 weeks last summer, and these are our top tips for how you can save money in this exotic country.
Hey there, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can save money on things like airfare, food, and lodging when traveling to the beautiful country of Iceland. So just to give you some background on the country itself, Iceland is obviously an island, but it also happens to be very far north, like less than 25 miles from the Arctic Circle.
Since it's so far north, it's very difficult and expensive to import food and other merchandise from other countries. On top of that, it's also the least populated country in all of Europe, with just over 300,000 people, and over half of them live in the big city, Reykjavik. This means that workers are very limited and labor is expensive.
So where are we going with all of this? Iceland is a very expensive place to visit. Going to Taco Bell for one meal that would cost $10 in the US costs $25 in Iceland for a fast food meal. That's not even like a nice sit-down dinner. So as you can imagine, this would add up really fast, especially if you ate out at restaurants for every single meal, every single day of your trip. What about lodging in Iceland? Surely that can't be too expensive, right?
Wrong. Hotels can actually be quite expensive, with basic accommodations starting at $200 a night. You might be able to find a good deal on Airbnb, but you would have to book far in advance, and when we went to look, there wasn't much left.
Staying at a hotel also limits where you can go and means that you have to plan your trip down to the minute, which is fine if you're a planner person, but we really enjoy being spontaneous and being able to be flexible with where we go and what we do.
Another expense is renting a car, and these weren't cheap either, and gas was over $6.50 a gallon.
If you're crying already, don't worry, so were we. As budget travelers, we always like to try to find the least expensive ways to see the most beautiful places. So we dug deep and found a way to save some serious cash while also being able to enjoy this amazing place.
So as we were searching Airbnb, we came across these camper vans. And while it may not seem like the most glamorous option, the pros far outweighed the cons as far as what we were able to save and the flexibility of being able to go where we wanted, when we wanted. Instead of having to pay for both a hotel and a car rental separately, we were able to get both for about $100 a night. If you're still not sold on the idea of staying in a camper van, this next bit of information might change your mind.
One of the biggest ways we saved money in Iceland was by using the camping stove and cooking utensils that came with the camper van. This way we could purchase groceries and then cook meals ourselves at a fraction of the cost of a local restaurant. It was also a super fun experience because all of the groceries were in Icelandic.
Remember how we said that over half the population lives in Reykjavik? Well, most of the beautiful places to see were out in the country far away from the city, so having our own groceries and cooking stove meant that we could cook our meal wherever we happened to be, and we didn't have to make it to a restaurant and spend $50 to get a meal.
As far as facilities and campgrounds go, there are a ton of campgrounds all over Iceland where you can stay the night. Most of them have showers and facilities for washing dishes and cooking. The campgrounds aren't free, but there's a way that you can save money on that too.
While we were in Reykjavik, we stopped at the visitor center and got a camping card, which is good for any of the campgrounds included in their program for a one-time cost of $180. The card is good for 6 months, and you can stay up to 25 nights at a campground. You can also purchase it ahead of time online, and we'll link that in the description below.
Hey y'all, so I'm editing this video, and I realized that we went on for about a minute and a half about Wow Air, which is no longer a company, no longer doing flights and stuff, so that's how we got such a cheap airfare to and from Iceland. From New York, we got our tickets for about $300 round trip, which is really good, but now I'm looking at flights from New York and they're more like $500 and $600. There were a couple that were under $400, but the prices have definitely gone up now that WOW is out of business. And anyways, I just thought I'd let you guys know that that's what I found, and I'm really bummed that they went out of business because we really had a great experience with them. So anyways, back to the video.
Our last budget saving tip for you guys today involves one of the most popular tourist destinations in Iceland, and that's the Blue Lagoon. While it's tempting to take a dip in this tourist destination, we decided to put our money elsewhere. Starting at about $80 per person, it really is quite pricey. We were able to find a lot of other free, albeit smaller and less fancy, thermal pools and hot pots all over Iceland that had less people and were a lot cooler. Just
Not literally.
funny because it's a hot pot.
There are a few other paid sites in Iceland, but we found that most destinations are free to visit. So you really don't have to pay entrance fees to experience some of the most amazing views you'll ever see. And those are our budget-saving tips for traveling to Iceland. If you learned something from this video, we would love it if you would let us know by commenting below. Thank you so much for watching. What is that?